You will have the best lacrosse season of your life in 2025. All you need to do is follow these 3 simple principles to propel your success. While these are simple, they're not going to be easy, but I can promise you, you will become a transformed player if you follow them. A player that scouts are dying to talk to, and a player that gets to choose what school he goes to from his list of offers. All I can give you is the information, and the rest is up to you. If you want to succeed, take all this advice to heart and run with it. The last principle is my favorite, so make sure you stick around for it. Principle 1, mindset. Lacrosse is an extremely mental game. Each second you play, you're faced with split-second decisions that decide the fate of the game. This mental side of the game is talked about a lot. Coaches give strategies that help calm players' minds and let them perform better. While that's an incredibly important part of the game, I want to talk about the mental side of training. Specifically in this video, I want to talk about the limiting beliefs holding you back from becoming a top player. A limiting belief is a thought or assumption that you hold that directly contradicts your goals. In the lacrosse world, many players struggle with limiting beliefs, such as feeling they're too small or not strong enough to succeed. For example, a player might think, because I'm 5'8", I can't go D1. These beliefs, whether conscious or subconscious, often create unnecessary barriers. Sometimes they're not immediately obvious. They're lingering in the back of your head and holding you back. One common limiting belief is underestimating your own potential for hard work. You might convince yourself you're prioritizing health and recovery when in reality, you're operating far below your max capacity. If you're a 5'8" player reading this, you might be thinking, so what? I can't change my size. And you're absolutely right. You can't change your circumstances. But what I can inspire in you is a mindset shift. The most powerful idea you'll ever encounter is this. Someone has already overcome every problem you're facing. If you look hard enough, you will find examples of people thriving despite the same limitations you believe are holding you back. Take Gavin Adler, for instance. He's one of the best defenders in the world, and he's 5'8". This proves that the real obstacle isn't your height, it's your mindset. Reaching your full potential as a player should be your mission, because if you don't, you'll never truly know what you're capable of achieving. To help you break your limiting belief, here's a couple steps. First, find your limiting belief. Find that bottleneck that's holding you back. If you can't identify it, you can't overcome it. Second, find someone else who's overcome it. Earlier we talked about Gavin Adler being one of the best players in the world, and he stands at 5'8". This will give you proof that it's possible to eliminate any possible excuse. 3, test your limits. Breaking a limiting belief requires taking deliberate physical action. Once you identify a belief, like thinking you can't work any harder, put it to the test. This means you don't need to push your body to its breaking point. It could be as simple as spending extra time in the film room, improving your flexibility, or refining your skills. By challenging your perceived limits, you're not only going to grow as a player, but also gain a deeper understanding of your character. This process is key to shattering the barriers of limiting beliefs and unlocking your true potential in 2025. So in 2025, find and break any limiting beliefs you have. Principle 2, consistency. Paul Rabel once said that if you want to guarantee becoming a D1 player, you need to take 100 shots a day. The catch is you can never miss a day. Consistency is one of the most powerful tools that you have. With enough time and consistency, any goal will yield to you. The hard thing is actually doing it. You'll have days where it's cold, rainy, and dark outside. Days where your leg hurts or you're sore. These are the most important days to get out and work. The key is setting a minimum work goal each day. For Paul Rabel, he set 100 shots. Maybe for you, it could be 15 minutes on the wall. The point is to find the amount of work you will commit to every day. You will find that the hardest part is getting out of bed and going to the field. But once you're there and complete your 15 minutes on the wall or your 100 shots, you'll want to do more. So your main focus has to be showing up. What stops most players is the overload of choices they have to make in their training. They don't know what type and how many drills they should do when they get to the field. What happens is they end up doing nothing. This is where the G League Blueprint can be so helpful. All you have to do is follow the exact drills and reps given to you. All that anxiety trying to find what drills to do will be gone. Now that you understand how to be consistent, I want to talk about how powerful it is. Think about your progress as a lacrosse player like riding a bike. When you first start pedaling, it's super hard to get going. But with each turn of the pedal, you move faster and it gets easier. But say you stop pedaling for a second. You don't slow down that much, but the longer you stop pedaling, the slower the bike goes, and eventually you're completely still. Now you have to use all of that initial effort to start again. It's the exact same way in lacrosse. When you take long periods off, it takes a lot of energy and time getting back to where you were. If you stay consistent, you build off the previous day and reach new heights you wouldn't believe as a player. So in 2025, never take your foot off the pedal, because it's harder to restart than to keep going. The third principle to elevate your game is your lacrosse IQ. Becoming a smarter player always has been and always will be one of the easiest ways to improve. I want you to think about every recruit in the country. All of them are working out 1 to 2 hours a day. That's the standard to become a good player. So you can either work harder in those hours or work longer. Both of these can be beneficial, but only marginally. You need to work and play smarter than those other recruits. Now let's think about how much film the average recruit watches a day. I can guarantee it's practically none. This is where you're going to gain your edge. You have to think differently than everyone else. You need to spend each day watching 15 minutes of film with intense focus. This will put you in the top 5% of players in terms of lacrosse IQ. The key is you can't watch passively. You need to actively be thinking about how players are dodging, sliding, and their thought processes. In the G League Blueprint, we give you some film homework each day to help with this. Using questions can be extremely powerful. Some of my favorites are, how is my posture different than theirs when I play? Or what is he doing off ball differently than me? The key is to think about the game you're watching at a higher level of detail than most do. Those are my 3 biggest principles for you to dominate in 2025. I can promise if you religiously follow them, good things will come. Lacrosse is a complicated game, but I try and simplify getting better with videos like this. If you want the exact blueprint to becoming a top recruit, check out the G League Blueprint on screen or at the link in the description. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.